Hey you guys, this is another reading from me, and this one is gonna be a bit different just cause yeah. It's on the truth about you, and please take this with a grain of salt because obviously I could catch on to a singular truth which may not be out in the air, and if so, feel free or don't feel free to share it in the comments, but whatever happens happens basically. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt because yeah, sometimes I know stuff I probably shouldn't, and sometimes it doesn't resonate, and that's okay too. Because one message for, I don't know why I'm so anxious about this read, to be honest. Because there's no need. But yeah, take it as it resonates, basically. Dun dun dun. Pile 1, the truth about you. Oh yeah, based on that, I am also gonna do a the truth about your person next as well. So I feel like I'm more excited about that one for some reason. But let's see. I'm just more scared for this one in case I say something and someone pops off, basically. But whatever. If it pops off, it pops off. It do be like that sometimes. The tower wanting to come out. Okay, pile 1. For the truth about you. Can I have a card for pile 1, please? Okay, actually that's fine. Pile 2, and then pile 3. The truth about you. Ooh, there we go. Cute, the stars on the bottom. Okay, pile 1 will be the Wheel of Fortune. Pile 2, the Devil. I haven't seen the Devil in this deck yet. Lovely stuff. This is the Spiritual Tarot, by the way. And then the third card, the third pile is the Hermit. Please feel free to pick your pile, and again, choose, you know, with your intuition, and then take the reading with a grain of salt. I don't know what's gonna come out of it, so yeah. Cool, I hope that's been enough time. I'm gonna start with pile, oh yeah, whatever, pile 1. And then Q. Okay, well, the Wheel of Fortune, the truth about you. You're someone who may be heavily impacted by Saturn placements in general. What comes around goes around with you, basically. So you know that your karma comes in really quickly. If people mess with you, they get their just desserts either right in front of you immediately, or, well, whenever it happens, well, it doesn't matter. If someone mistreats you, they're gonna get their just desserts. But you have also noticed in your own personal life that if you mistreat someone, you get like an immediate tiny, like a, oh, you shouldn't have done that kind of thing, basically, from the universe. A tiny sign that's just like, ah, well, there we have it. I just got my you know, what's it called, I probably shouldn't have said that, I probably shouldn't have done that. And just a tiny happening, basically, that, oh, sometimes big, I guess, but instant karma, that kind of thing. You're also someone who's really good at manifesting. This person has a flower growing out of their finger, quite frankly, and then a sword on the other side. So you are someone who has the potential to grow something out of thin air. Some of you may be really good with your hands. Gemini as a 5th house, or just Gemini placements in general, may be important here, because Gemini is really good with their mind, but also having Gemini in the 5th house, good hands, masseuse vibes, stuff like that. Magic, anything you create, basically anything you touch turns to gold, and this is the Wheel of Fortune. But again, with the sword here, if you create beautiful things, you're also very likely to cut them off if they don't serve you. So beauty doesn't phase you. I feel like some of you know that you're beautiful, but you would ruin it. That sounds really weird. You would ruin it if it means that something better is gonna come off it, basically. You don't get stuck in the nitty-gritty. You look at the big picture kind of thing. And if it serves, it serves. If it doesn't, you're ready to cut it off, even if you have sentimental value attached to it, basically. Oof. First cards we have are from the Casanova Tarot, and we have the Tower. Shit. And then the 12 of Wands, which here is the, it's not the page, the Knight of Wands. Okay, fast moving energy. Some of you could be playboys, playgirls. You could be in the spotlight. You could love the spotlight, actually. Knight of Wands. Also very sexual, relatively sexy. Whatever impression you have on people, when you leave the room, it's a bit of a bomb, basically. Interesting. You're a bit of a wild card, quite frankly. I mean, fair play with the Wheel of Fortune here. It goes in interesting ways. I feel like your presence is felt very strongly, and then when you leave, people definitely miss you. What else is there? The truth about you. You may seem like you have it going on perfectly as a Knight of Wands here, like everything is fine and dandy and you have it all together on the outside, but on the inside, you might be going a bit, what's the word? Hyper? Nuts? Like that kind of energy. Like, you may feel like you're gonna come undone basically, but you actually have it together. Or you present a very, there's a sexual energy to this that I can't describe, to be honest. But I'm gonna go with with the rest of the cards, and if it comes back, it comes back. But yeah, the next ones are from the Manara Erotic Tarot, and we have the Five of Water and the Moon. Okay, wild. Yeah, there's a lot of major arcana here, but there's a definite sexual energy surrounding you. And there's a lot of major arcana in general. Holy shit. But yeah, Five of Water, Five of Cups, feeling like things are gonna escape you. Some of you, you may okay, you may have it like together on the outside, but on the inside you may have fear of like being abandoned, or things like dropping out of nowhere. What is it, the shoe dropping on from the other foot? I genuinely don't think that's gonna happen, but I feel like you may have that kind of fear secretly anyway. So you present yourself as someone who is incredibly confident in nature with the Knight of Wands here, but on the inside you're just like, shit, am I a fraud? No, you're not. It's just an imposter syndrome, or that's what I'm getting from this anyway. With the Moon here, again, two sides to every story, to every coin. You may have a more secretive side that you keep to yourself, because you feel like it won't be taken seriously if you air it out. If you have it out in the open, you feel like it'll cause towers to drop for other people. Like they may not take you seriously, or they may laugh at you is the wrong word. I feel like you think that they might take you too seriously. So maybe you feel like you're too much for some people, and to be honest, if you are, that's fine. You're not gonna be what is it, some people are just not meant to handle, you know, too much, because that's that. But like, you shouldn't be using that as an insult in the first place, because you will be inevitably too much for some people, and that's a compliment. So yeah, but yeah, I feel like there's a genuine fear here of losing something with the Five of Cups and the Tower, and well, the Moon too, I guess. But I feel like that there is a lot of protection surrounding you. You just may give into intrusive thoughts. Or maybe you're trying your best not to give into intrusive thoughts, but there are still a lot of intrusive thoughts in your head. But again, what comes around goes around, so please be careful with what you're manifesting, because I feel like you're a powerful person, and what you say goes and what you say stays, that kind of thing. So the mentality, again, is really important here. So keeping yourself in a mentality or in a position of power, basically, where you know that you're secure, will benefit you so much more than giving into illusions. With the Moon here and the Five of Cups, where you feel like you're not on a, I don't even know how to word this properly without sounding like a weirdo. It's not that you're on a pedestal, but you do have self-importance, and I feel like some of you sometimes fall in the trap of not giving yourself enough credit here, when you should be giving yourself credit, basically. So confidence may be key here. So on the outside, you may be presenting confidence, but on the inside, you're looking in as if you don't know yourself, when you do. Okay, interesting. Next cards we have are from the Sir Pieri Tarot, and we have Strength and the Queen of Pentacles. Again, you present yourself as someone who is incredibly financially stable, as someone who is stable, confident. The Queen of Pentacles is quite gorgeous as well, and she's pregnant in this one too. Well, actually, she looks really creepy in this one, because you know, Medusa vibes, but there's a very angry expression on her face. Although Medusa, beautiful stuff. No, I just, whatever. That whole story is a bit of a sad story. But okay, what am I getting with this? Some of you may be pregnant, or you may wish to have a child soon, because both of them look, well, I guess it's the nature of the designs on these cards, but slightly engorged, I guess. One with the tummy and the other with the breasts. But yeah, okay. Although, you know, fair play, but the imagery on these is definitely a bit more on the spicy side. But what I'm getting with this is that you are more secure than you think you are, basically. For some of you, you do know that you're secure. It's just you give into unnecessary I really want to say illusions, because I feel like maybe you're really good at what is the word, accepting other people's well, I mean, you are on a tarot reading, but like you have to basically know what's for you and what's not for you. So sometimes you accept other people's criticisms as truth instead of you know, as an opinion, because it is just an opinion. Just like what I'm saying right now is, you know, one part of interpretation and stuff. But yeah, there is a bunch of people here, probably myself included if this is my pile, who kind of accept other people's illusions and what they put on you as a perception of yourself, basically as the real you, when it's not actually the real you. The real you is someone who is incredibly strong and who's actually really confident and also present in a very, very strong and beautiful way, basically. But like the presence is here to stay, quite frankly. You just kind of have to tap into it. And there's a lot of financial abundance with these ones. I don't know, strength, also the lion, and again with the Queen of Pentacles here, that just gives strength and potency, but the kind that is nurturing as well, because this is part of the earth, I guess. Both of them give me earthy vibes, even though the strength is what do you call it, Leo. Next cards we have are from the Valentina Tarot, and we have the Empress. Beautiful stuff. And also the Nine of Pentacles, which is the second octave, the what do you even call it, the lower octave of the Empress. So technically the Empress again, but again, this is giving me a lot of beauty vibes, but also very stable vibes. The Empress is someone who has her shit together. She has everything together, especially in the monetary abundance kind of way, but also in terms of beauty, she's at the top. You don't get higher than the Empress where beauty is concerned. She is the most beautiful of all, basically. She's literally all the queens put together. With the Nine of Pentacles, again, this is about financial stability. I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit for being independent, financially so, but also internally so. So that is one truth about you that you do need to, well, for some of you, drum into your mind, because you are it. You are that it person, that it girl, that, oh, you know what, forget the it girl part, because again, it woman, it man, it unisex, whatever, you know, you get it, the it person. Next last cards we have are from the Primordial Tarot, which I don't really use often because interesting doodles, but we have the 14 of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles here, and also the Ace of Wands. Okay, also the imagery, again, wands are green here, so this is partly why I don't use it often, because it's green. It's as opposed to red, which would, you know, be more of a wand or energy, you know. But what am I getting with this? You've had the, what do you even call it, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles here, and then we've had the Empress as well. That's a lot to do with stability, with money, with grounding yourself. So some of you, this may be a calling to ground yourself, or it's an affirmation / a confirmation that you are incredibly grounded. You have your shit together. Your money department is looking literally fantastic in that sense. But some of you may also be ready to commit to a partner, or you're already in a relationship and you're with the right person here. You may have been through tough stuff, which makes perfect sense, to be honest, with the Tower and Strength, but it's made you garner a lot more potency in your life, basically. Oop. Oh my days. Okay, there's a certain strength in you that some of you question because of things in the past that you haven't let go of yet. But how other people see you consistently is someone who is as if someone who's got everything lined up for them, basically. You are aligned, but I just feel like some of you are not seeing it. With the moon, with the Tower and the Five of Water here, it just feels like some of you are not seeing how powerful you actually are. So for some of you, this is a call to actually ground yourself a bit more and to feel your own power, because it's there and everyone else can see it, but it looks like you're a bit of an alien, or you don't feel like you have it within you, or you're looking at yourself from a perspective that's like somewhere out there in the 3D, but not really part of you, if that even makes sense. With the Ace of Wands here, I feel like you have the power to create absolutely anything you want from the get-go, but also from thin air if you really wanted to. And that kind of relates to the Wheel of Fortune with the growing of the planting. That's the same vibe it gives me. Some of you may have those fingers, earth fingers. I don't know what they're called. I forgot what they're called, but magical touch fingers or whatever. Well, again, magical hands. So again, with the hand energy slash imagery. Yeah, some of you really might have Gemini in the 5th house placements, or in general, you may be really good with your hands. You may be good with gardening. Actually, good point. You may be very good with gardening, or if it's not something that you do, it could be a good hobby to start with the Queen of Wands, sorry, Queen of Pentacles, and also the King of Pentacles here, because it looks like you just have those magical fingers basically for plants and potting stuff. That could also be a call for you to actually go into a garden and just ground yourself, sit in the earth. Imagine yourself basically sitting in earth and healing parts of you that were just never healed before. And I do mean imagine, I don't mean, you know, dig yourself a hole and sit in it. That's a bit extra. You can sit on the grass though, obviously. But sometimes I do imagine just digging myself a hole and burying myself in, not in a weird way, but like just in my imagination, because it does have, you know, the ground is the most healing thing you can put yourself in. Like, well, one of the most healing things, I guess, with all of the elements. But healing does happen when you feel like you're what is the word, you're being grounded basically when you feel like someone is burying you, quite frankly. The whole plant metaphor about people being buried and suddenly you realize that you were being planted all along. That's the vibe I'm getting with this pile. Yeah, some of you may have been through tough stuff, which I'm not gonna go into because I don't even want to guess. But life has made you into a very sturdy person, and sometimes maybe you feel like you're just that sturdy person and no one really sees anything besides the strength, for some of you anyway. And then for some of you, you see this strength as something you've had to endure rather than something that you got to build by yourself. For some of you, it's a good time for you to look into how to be a bit more creative with your energy, especially if you feel like you've constantly had to work up to something with finances, with things like that. And now it could be a good time basically to actually explore your creativity, especially if you have the funds. That it's the perfect time basically. But that is where I'm gonna leave it. And again, take this with a grain of salt. It could be one truth, it could be multiple truths, and it could be none. And maybe this wasn't the reading for you. But either way, it is what it is. So there we go. Thank you for being here. See you in the next one or the previous one. Pile 2, you have chosen the Devil. And cute card, basically. Haven't seen it before in this pile. Well, I mean, I flicked through the cards, but you know, not really seen them properly in an actual reading. Okay, the truth about you. Some of you could be Capricorns, some of you could be addicted to things that you probably shouldn't be addicted to. That could be, you know, the whatever we class as addiction, as a vice, alcohol, cigarettes, things like that. But also, I don't know, I'm not really getting that vibe. I feel like people just keep saying with the devil that they are addicted, or you're addicted, or whatever, and that's all that goes around. But some of you may be actually addicted to working, so some of you could be workaholics instead. Or definitely in the spotlight with your body, in terms of, I don't know, OnlyFans, things like that basically. For some, not for all. First cards we have are from the Casanova Tarot, and we have the Six of Swords and also the Nine of Cups. Okay, cute. Basically, the truth about you with these cards is that you really wish to move forward with something and be happy, basically. So some of you, oh, okay, interesting. Some of you may be escaping something. You may feel like you're constantly in an escapism kind of mindset, where you're daydreaming consistently to try to get away from the world you live in currently. For whatever reason, it just isn't adding up, and your imagination is so much better to spend time in than the reality you are in. Fair play sometimes, but at the same time, that could be used I mean, if it's working in your favor, it's working in your favor. But like, if it gets too out of hand, where you're constantly in your imagination and you're not really doing anything to support yourself in your actual reality, or to support your imagination, then it's just a fantasy. And there needs to be some grounding, basically. But in that sense, there may be something that you want to forget instead, and this is why you're imagining, you know, different scenarios in your mind and fantasizing and stuff. But I don't know. Therapy may be a good idea with this pile. For some people, you know, don't shoot the messenger. But either way, what you're doing is trying to escape to a better time with the Nine of Cups here. So you could be someone who's genuinely focusing on creating more emotional stability within your body right now. Some of you may actually be going to therapy already here. So yeah, you're working on your emotional health, and it's working in your favor. But the imagery, obviously, is something else with these cards, but I chose them, so there we go. The next cards we have are from the Manara Erotic Tarot, and we have the Seven of Air, which is the Seven of Swords, and also the Ten of Swords in reverse. Cool. Okay, yeah, definitely working up to running away from something, putting your back on trouble, wanting to leave something behind forever. So if there has been trauma in this pile, it's not that it's evident. Well, in some cases it is evident. Some of you may have maladaptive daydreaming. I don't know, just saying. Or yeah, again, there's something here that you're trying to escape from. So if there is trauma or oh god, what is it called? Complex PTSD, or just although obviously I am not someone who can diagnose, so please take that with a grain of salt. If that's not the real thing, then you know, it's not the thing to and I'm not gonna label anything. Well, I mean, I already did, but like, you know, the label is the label. That's that. So if there is something going on that you haven't spoken about, or you know, there's a secret, or just something you're keeping hidden that needs to come out, it may be the time to speak to someone who can actually, you know, physically help, basically. But from what I'm getting with these cards is that there has been some tough stuff. I feel like that's the word of the day now, tough. But there's been things that have happened which you would not have wanted to happen, but you're trying your best to forget them, to not look at them, to just completely eradicate them from your mind, basically, with the Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah, in the imagery here, this person is on, I don't even know what these are called, but it gives me London Eye vibes, or whatever they're called, the carousel type stuff where you're hanging. But she's dropped the shoe, basically, and this guy is just there like, yeah, I'm gonna give it to you, I can catch the shoe, kind of thing. But obviously in reverse, it's just like just flying in the air, doing your thing. It just looks like falling, basically. But attractively, I guess. But yeah, I do feel like some of you are just trying to run away from something. And I'm gonna leave that one at that and go to the next card, which are from the Sir Pieri Tarot. We have the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Again, what goes around comes around. This is a bit similar to the first pile, but in a very different way with the cards. But they also had some similar cards, I guess. But yeah, with the Fool going straight forward into a completely different direction, and then the Wheel, I can't lie, you're gonna run in a circle. Like, the more you try to run away from something, the more you're gonna face it, basically. Sometimes all you gotta do is imagine yourself facing the thing, and then you don't even have to face it, because the universe or God is just like, okay, well, since you're ready to you know, to face this on forward, then you don't have to face it anymore, basically, because it's the only thing that's stopping you from facing your fear is the fear itself, because you know, you're scared. Your mind is just like, no, I can't do this, I can't do that, because you know, something bad's gonna happen. But likely it may not actually happen, the thing you're thinking about. But your mind is gonna keep you in a circle, in a cage, and that's always how the human mind has been wired to be, unless obviously you are someone who takes a risk. But yeah, again, I feel like someone here is running around in circles, and it's not necessarily well, I mean, to some degree it is helping you are looking after your emotional mental health, but again, taking a chance on actually facing your demons, which some of you actually may be doing, is important. And for some of you, not running away from your demons. is important. So I feel like this pile is split in two groups, where one group is a bit behind the other one, in the sense that you're at the beginning where you're in denial basically, and then the other group is just like, ugh, fine, I'm gonna do the work. And for some of you it's not even ugh, fine, I'm gonna do the work. It's just like, I am gonna do this for me, and no one's gonna freaking stop me basically. And I need you all to remember basically that with the shield here, she is protected. She's the one who's turning the gears and things like that up there, or the ropes, I guess. But like, you do have to remember that the power you have is literally in your mind, and then it externalizes outside of you basically. So again, you got to remember, what you give power to will hold power over you. So if you want the power to be with you, why is this sounding like some Yoda thing? You are the power basically, but it's just, yeah, it's you. It's no one else. And if there has been people who have hurt you to the point where you don't want to think about anything anymore basically, again, seeking help may be necessary here, because again, tarot readings can't offer that kind of help. They can make you feel closer to someone because you can hear someone talking in the background, but at the same time, sometimes that's just not enough basically, and it will be a one-sided conversation with me talking and you listening. And again, if you feel like nothing is resonating, then it's just like even worse, because it just makes you feel like an endless loop basically, again with the endless loopy thing. But yeah, next cards we have are from the Valentina Tarot, and we have the 10 of Coins and the 9 of Wands. Okay, cool. Standing your ground, feeling like, for some of you anyway, like your problems are bigger than you, but they're not. They're honestly not. No one's gonna squish you, basically. Although squishing you in a hug would be nice. That's the nicest way I can put it. Because you deserve love. But I feel like some of you may not be giving yourself enough love with the 9 of Wands here. 10 of Pentacles is having the financial aspect of your life covered, basically. So at least there's that. If you don't feel secure financially, you actually are. That's just, well, you know, tarot reading, take it as it resonates, all of that jazz. But at the same time, you are more secure than you think you are. And again, we have 2 9s here, so 999 may be important. 3 9s, I guess. But yeah, 2 9s and 2 10s with the wheel, and also the 10 of swords in reverse here. But yes, oh well, 3 10s really. So again, this is the end. If you do feel like you have been struggling with something, there isn't an absolute ending here, and this may be the worst ending, to be honest, because the 9 is technically the ending, but the 10 is just like, really, we gotta go through this again. The 10 is more like learning your lesson and then applying the lesson basically. So it kind of makes sense with the devil here, to be honest. Interesting. Last cards we have are from the Primordial Tarot, and we have the 2 of what the heck is that? This is the Major Arcana, so that is the High Priestess, or the Great Mother as they have it in the Primordial Tarot. And then we have the Empress, which is the mother, so the grandmother and the mother, I guess. Oh well, Great Mother again. But okay, High Priestess and the Empress, again, you have it together. What you're doing on the in the internal world, in the Shadowland, if you want to call it that, in the other world basically, in the astral realms, when you're sleeping, just stuff like that, subconsciously and also consciously, you have it together. The life you're creating for yourself is seriously important, and you're doing the work basically. I feel like that's ultimately, in this pile, that's the truth. You're doing the work to free yourself of addictions and of anything that doesn't serve you basically. And if that's trauma from the past, and I don't want to say anything too serious, but I feel like there is some serious stuff in here. So it's just like working through things that have really hurt you in a way that works for you basically. And you're doing that by reaching your 9 of Cups, so the ultimate happiness basically, in terms of self-fulfillment, and then becoming the Empress and also the High Priestess. That's powerful basically. And you're taking a chance on actually healing yourself for real, for yourself basically, with this one. And again, if you feel like you don't have the finances, you do. With the Wheel as well, what comes around goes back around. So it's just like, if you feel like you're wasting your money on something, on a course or something like that to make yourself feel better, you're not. It'll come back to you times 10 times 10 or tenfold, however you want to call it. But yeah, this has been an interesting convoluted read, so this is what I have for you. If it resonated, please feel free to stick around. Thank you for listening as well, and see you in the next one or the previous one. Pile 3, you've chosen the Hermit. And what I'm getting from this is that you may be someone who currently, potentially, may like to spend time by yourself, on your own, just minding your business, doing your thing. Some of you may be coming out or entering a dark night of the soul. And for those of you that are just like, oh my days, I'm tired of these, I don't want any anymore. Again, this may be the end, this may be the beginning. I'm not sure, but we'll see with the next cards, I guess. But either way, you are someone who actually likes spending time on your own. Like, you enjoy it, basically. And for those that don't enjoy it, there is some kind of, what do you even call it? There is some kind of enjoyment deep down, basically, that you may not have uncovered yet, but you will be facing, or discovering, rather. Cool. Next cards we have are from the Casanova Tarot, and we have the Fool. And also the Seven of Cups. Interesting. Okay, having choices and going first thing blindly, if you have to, into those choices. So if you have a lot of options, basically, in terms of love, in terms of career, in terms of hobbies as well, you're someone who's a bit of a risk taker, who and you know that the universe will catch you, basically, even if you don't know what you're doing, even if you're secluding yourself, that kind of stuff, and you feel alone. You are someone who's gonna go out there and who's gonna basically seize the day or the night, and just do your thing, because you feel like you have the energy to do so, but also you just have the time. I don't know, it feels like you have time. Well, if you don't have time, you definitely have the youthspur, the energy, the audacity. That's it, you have the audacity to do things by yourself, for yourself, without caring what other people think about you. Next cards we have are from the Manara Erotic Tarot, and we have the Chariot. Oh my days. Okay. And the Star. What the hell? That's a lot of major arcana here, but I guess all of them have had quite a bit, so, but there we go. Okay, the Stars, Aquarius energy, the Chariot, Cancer energy, so these may be important to your chart, maybe they're not, but the energy is presenting itself regardless. So there we have it. The Star is someone who is in the spotlight, and the Chariot, again, you may be the one behind the spotlight, I guess. So some of you may work as photographers, or photography is one of your many hobbies, basically, that you're actually good at. So there we have it. Again, with the Chariot, fast forward movement. With the Fool here, the Fool literally can jump off a cliff and doesn't give a shit if someone's gonna catch him or not, because he knows he's gonna be safe. He's that reckless. But like with the Chariot, there's a bit more thought there. I feel like you know what direction you're going in, you've made the choice to go, and this is actually a bit, I think it's the high, this is, sorry, the Seven of Cups is the lower octave of the Chariot here, because the Seven of Cups is about making choices, and one of the choices could be, there could be a snake in the cup, whereas the Chariot is just like, yeah, I've already made the choice, now I'm gonna go where my heart desires to go, basically. So you've been making choices here, and potentially this may have been actually the end of your dark night of the soul, so rather than the beginning. So because if you're making choices to come out now, you're coming out to play, you're here for good, basically. You're here to live, rather than, you know, rot at home. Sozy, that had to be said like that. Not that everyone is doing that, but lately I have been feeling like I spend too much time in my room. So there we go, there we have it. I feel like your pile is one that really wants to be outside, and if you don't want to be outside, if you don't want to be outside with the Hermit here, then you just, I feel like you need fresh air. You just need more excitement in your life, basically, and you're giving it to yourself with the Chariot and the Stars here. You're literally giving it to yourself, and you're shining because of it. So some of you could be taking a lot more care about how you look as well, or what you put in your body. So eating habits, I was gonna say dating, but dating has nothing, dieting, I guess, but also dating. So I guess some of you may be in the spotlight for choosing, whoa, fair play. You may be choosing a partner, you may be in the online dating pool world kind of thing, because the Star is Aquarius energy, and Aquarius energy gives me Uranus energy, which is, you know, originality, but also everything to do with the online world. So yeah, you could have a lot of options online for what to do, who to date, what to see. the next big thing to do. Basically, you're someone who's like a bit like go 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 go, or at least you'll be entering a stage where you feel like it's time to go, basically, in many different directions. For some of you, I feel like you're gonna have so many things to do that you're just gonna be pulled in different directions, basically. And that's coming after a period of seclusion and just feeling like you just don't have the energy for anything. You don't even have the idea or the, what do you even call it, the desire to do anything. Now you do. You're entering a stage of your life where you're going to want to do a lot of things, and you're gonna go and do them successfully with the stars, and it's gonna be seen. Same with the Chariot as well. Actually having the physical energy to go and choose for yourself. The next cards we have are from the Serpieri Tarot, and we have Three of Cups and Page of Cups. Okay, some of you may be elevating a potential relationship slash dating thing you've just entered into, or if you've met someone, if you haven't met someone already, there may be, you know, a chance encounter where you meet someone and spend some quality time together. If this is about friendships and not anything romantic at all, well, quality time is also is it en route? Is that what you call it? It's coming, basically. It's incoming. But yeah. Again, what I'm getting is that the truth about you is that you're entering a happier period of time in your lifetime. So for some of you, if you have been, again, secluding yourself and people haven't heard from you online or anywhere else, like if your friends haven't heard from you, they will be now, basically. I feel like, well, yeah, I do, I guess. I feel like you'll be expressing more care towards your friends. You've been expressing more care towards yourself first in general, and now you're going to externalize that with other people. So you're going to offer emotional support for other people, where they also give equally to you with the Three of Cups. Because the Three of Cups is a card of well, not working together necessarily, but spending quality time together, like having happy times together. And usually there's 3 people in the card, not 2. So no third parties here, if you did worry about something to do with the romantic sense. But again, it's still a party in the end. 3 people make a party, and all, well, 2 are a party and 3 are a crowd, I guess. But where am I going with this? What was the point? Okay, the point is, or what I thought was the point was anyway, what I thought the point was anyway, is that you'll be meeting with more people. So if you felt like you couldn't have communicated with anyone before for whatever reason, you felt called to become a hedgehog kind of thing, and just, you know, close yourself in and make yourself all spiky and stuff on the outside. You're coming out of that mentality slash period of time, and you want to spend time with people, basically. And you'll be spending time with people who give you just enough in return, and not who, you know, dump their BS on you and just want to talk about themselves. That's where I was getting with the Three of Cups. It's people who give equally, basically, or who are open to give equally. And with the imagery itself, you know, it goes together hand in hand. And some of you may also be going hand in hand with another person. So there we have that. Next card we have from the Valentina Tarot, and we have the Six of Cups and also the Knight of Swords. Okay, when I was shuffling this deck, nothing wanted to come out, but this card kept being, you know, it just kept showing itself. But too many cards were trying to come out at the same time, which meant that I was going to take none of the cards. So this one kept being on the bottom, and then it actually did come out. So I was still like, oh, I guess it's meant to be seen. So some of you, you may have a childhood doll that you're currently finding, you know, getting in touch with is definitely the wrong word, but if you're cleaning out something from the past, you may find items that, you know, you've lost before, or you just haven't felt the need to look for in the first place. But if it is something from childhood, you feel a bit, you know, nostalgic about it, is all. What else is there? There may also be a romantic connection entering your life that makes you feel like you've been soulmates from a past life, all of that jazz, blah 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 blah. The whole tarot community being like soulmates from the past and that stuff. Yeah, I guess it has, you know, a point, and for some people it's true, but please take it if it resonates, and if it doesn't, then just let it go, basically. But there will be some communication coming in for you here for something in the past that's been on your mind recently in a very nostalgic but happy way. So there will be some positive communication coming out from something, basically for you. Or again, you'll be finding a doll in somewhere in the attic or in the basement. Oh, that sounds creepy. Some horror movie style up there, but I feel like it'll be something positive. But again, you may find something disruptive as well in that case. So if it is communication with a person from the past, there may be some, not harsh words said necessarily, but something new and maybe potentially slightly dramatic that comes out of nowhere. Or that could also be your style of communication for some of you. But people would, if that is your style of communication, slightly brash, just constantly saying what's on your mind, and not necessarily always thinking about how it's gonna impact another part, not in a bad way, but because I feel like people do know that you mean it with love, basically. If this is your style of communication, where you just say things and sometimes you don't realize that some people can take them the wrong way. But again, how other people take what you say is on them. And again, with tarot readings, how you guys take things that I say is, you know, use your discernment. So the way you communicate is the way people, you know, they can interpret what they interpret. They will know that you mean it with love, and they'll make of it what they make of it. So again, some of you may have a similar thingy style, what do you even call it, communication style as I do, I guess. But yeah, there we have it. Last cards we have are from the Primordial Tarot, and we have the 11, which is the Queen of Pentacles. Oh wait, sorry, no, it's not the Queen, it's the Page of Pentacles. And then the 10 of Wands here. Okay, for some of you, you may have been overworking yourself. So if you've been doing a lot of shadow work / just work in general on your mental health, because that's what the Hermit is giving me. If you've been working alone, you may feel a bit tired, which makes no sense given how much energy there is in this pile. But maybe you have been overworking yourself. Maybe you've entered a stage where you're really happy to do everything, but there are new responsibilities to deal with. And now that you're being, okay, I get it, you may be being pulled in many different directions, and it's kind of taking its toll at some point, basically. And yeah, for some of you, you may feel like you're a beginner at the things that you're doing. So if you're doing multiple things where you feel like a beginner, it might be taking its toll, and a break may be needed at some point in time. You know, a little break, not necessarily a full-on I'm not gonna do this anymore type of break. But yeah, so please be mindful with where you spend your energy, because it does look like you have a lot going on your plate. And yeah, it just sounds like busy bee kind of thing. So working out where your energy is needed most, or where you want to spend your energy the most, because you know what makes you happy is what makes you happy. The choices you're making basically may have a toll, either on you or the people around you. So some people may feel like they don't see you often enough, which kind of makes sense with the Three of Cups and the Page of Cups as well, because you may be paying more attention to other things in your life. So some of your friends may actually miss you, which is potentially why there will be some communication as well to fix some relationships that have potentially kind of been put on the back burner for now, basically. But that's what I have. So there we have it. I hope this resonated. If it did, feel free to stick around and watch more videos. So yeah, this is it. See you in the next one or the previous one. Bye.